Okay, so here's what I have so far. I significantly thicker tines than what's on the original. I pretty much kept the peaks close to each other. The bottom slopes are a little bit off. But before you continue to sand and work on your pick, it's always a good idea to test it against something. Where do I put my tension wrench now? Test it against something that you know a Bogota will open. You can take the one you're using and try to open it, or you can just stick it in there and wiggle around. Bam. So this pick works on that master lock. Let's see if it works on a master lock 150. Like I said, all of these I know will open with a Bogota. I've opened them before. This is very roughly finished. I haven't sanded it. All I took was a piece of sanding block, basically, sanding foam, and tried to knock off some of the rough edges just so it would fit in the keyway and try to function. Let me set that one aside. Let's grab this guy. I tested against not just one lock but several locks just to see. You're going to reach a point where, there we go, where the pick is too big, and that's why I was picking some of these Chinese locks with the thinner keyways, just to see if it would work on those also. Because like I said, this thing is a big amplitude type of thing, and it can overset pins, and somewhere where you may want a smaller Bogota to work, it may not work. But I was messing with this with the regular Bogota, and I know it opens. Let me try one more here. Commercial Master Lock number 3. That can open with the Bogota. Some of these openings are actually faster with this thing than with the regular Bogota, because, like I said, the amplitude it's already got you set. Now, it may overset some things, but it usually has it set. And this feels pretty rough going in there because I haven't sanded it, but it's working. So, I mean, if it's working in its rough configuration, I got the sucker lodged in there. Now we've got a good thing going. There we go. Didn't break it, so it's still at least tough, but I had it wedged past pin 4, I guess. So the only thing we're really having a problem with is this tiny little keyway on this Chinese thing. And that's just because of I'm using bottom of the keyway tension, and I'm gobbling up most of the space. I'm probably oversetting pins and stuff like that. And this is where you want to decide, can you make your pick more versatile by making it smaller and able to get into these little locks. We'll check the regular Bogota on here and see if it has any problem, because I know I've opened it before, the Bogota, but I wasn't sure what method I was using, whether it was rocking or zipping or raking. Alright, so the regular Bogota is having a problem with this, and that's why you want to keep like apples to apples and oranges to oranges, because if your regular Bogota won't work and you put a thicker Bogota in there, you might get lucky. You might have discovered something that it needs, and then again you might have exceeded your design characteristics or whatever. You want a Bogota mainly because it's so versatile and will open up so many different locks. But if you defeat that versatility by making it open up just one or two easy locks to open up anyway, what have you done? You've made a pick basically that works on some locks, and in this case it works on a lot of master locks, and that's what the guy broke the pick on. He had a regular master lock commercial, and I gave him this Sparrow's Reflection Bogota, which was a little bit thicker, and he managed to break it anyway. Now he'll probably be able to manage to break this pick too, but you can see I haven't finished it at all, and it's already opening locks. Now this jamming that I'm getting in here is probably because of the sharpness and the rough edges that I've got on this stuff. Like I said, right, you can focus any day now. It's very sharp. Like I said, I've only roughly sanded it, but it's working. So I've taken something, that now I'm just going to basically, because when you file, you remove a little bit more metal, but I'm basically just going to round out the shapes a little bit and smooth it up and slap a handle on it. And this will be my big Bogota or beginner Bogota. I just call it BB, I guess. This is my BB. And it hasn't taken a whole lot of time. I resorted a little bit more to the grinding just because it was taking so long to do this. But the next segment will be slapping on handles, and then I can finish it. I basically want to make sure that it's working, at least on some locks, before I start doing handles and everything else, because you can take off too much metal and break it, you can goof up, and then you've spent all your time throwing on handles on something that's broken. So that's what I do. There are a lot better videos out there on how to make picks, and this is just my method. And since I'm a novice at this, I just wanted to show you what I do. And I don't always have the most expensive and latest and greatest best stuff, but I do know how to improvise stuff. More than one situation in life I've gotten out of by being able to think beyond the box or outside the box and come up with something. Car repairs is one example, where one time I had to use my belt to hold a muffler up to keep it from dragging down the road. So whatever you come up with, however it works. This Master Lock 150 doesn't want to work. This is a famous rakeable Brinks. Let's see if it will rake with this. Oops. Let's kind of attach these keys, one key to each lock, just to so I'll know which one I've got. And I'm not holding this properly or tensioning it properly, but I just wanted to see if it should rake, but my amplitude may be so high that I'm oversetting pins. Oh, it opens. So there you go. This thing's working fairly well. And if I would have broken all my Bogotas and only had a template or something, and you can see that this is not perfect. I mean, that last hump down there's something kind of wrong with it. But apparently the lock doesn't think, some of these locks don't think it's wrong. So you can have a visual thing that you look at and say, oh man, that's no good. But if you put it in a lock and it works, guess what? It works. So there you go. I'll finish this off with sanding and slapping a handle on it.